Fear, doubt, ignorance, and mistrust are endemic in our world. They are antithetical to conscious collaboration occurring. So if people, we've used the metaphor before, the fear process in human beings. The fear process is so deeply ingrained, metaphorically, that if you were walking through the woods and you happened upon a lion and it was right in front of you, and you were afraid that it was going to eat you, part of your ego process would say, the only way I can be sure this lion is not going to eat me is if I slap it as hard as I can. And so I've tested it. If it doesn't eat me, then I'm safe. Now, the paradox of that is the fear process can't tell time. The root chakra fear process can't tell time. Therefore, 15 seconds later, how does that fear process know the lion hasn't become hungry and now it's going to try to eat me now? So, of course, I have to slap the lion again. So this process, this cyclic fear test process goes on and on. Even in the seemingly most evolved and conscious people, they want to test something over and over and over again. And until they do, until their fear process is tested 6 ways from Sunday, multidimensionally, however we would put it, they don't feel safe because there's nothing to be afraid of. And they're used to there being something to be afraid of, so much so that they project that there should be something to be afraid of. One other component of it is spiritual egoic competition. The spiritual ego wants to say that the I of the spiritual ego has all the answers. The WSS does not have, and we can put this on giant billboards all around the world, we don't have all the answers, and we know it, and that's okay. We only want to provide an environment where all those answers, or as many of as possible, can be collected and condensed and integrated and synthesized. How many spiritual teachers want to present as if they've got all the answers, as if their way is the only way? And is that a fear of being abandoned by their followership? Is that a fear of not being monetizable in their messaging? Is that a fear of, in their soul, of some redemption strategy not being fulfilled if they don't get enough people to believe what they're selling or saying? Do you see the conundrum that if those kinds of dynamics are running within even the most loving, kind, caring, spiritual people, whether it's the fear, ignorance, and distrust projective dynamic, or it's the spiritual egoic competitive process that says, I've got to be able to keep the stability, the fixed, unchanging stability of my participant base online. And so nothing can really change, because then that'd be like all the china in the china shop hitting the floor at the same time. So I can't become collaborative with anyone else, because I would lose my power, my status, my standing, my safety, my monetization, my future potential, just because I've chosen to collaborate to serve the world. You've heard the expression that misery loves company. Well, it does, because miserable people, parts of them feel that miserableness is somehow the best choice. To be miserable, so they would rather that other people wounded along with them, miseried along with them, suffered along with them, feared along with them, so that their fear would be validated and supposedly verified by other people participating in it, and then they would feel safe in their own little tribe of fear, or their own tribe of their belief system, or their own tribe of their special value system that they want to see as different and better than all other value systems. So this process of attempted injection of fear into another person's system in order to co-opt their system, in order to move them into a state of resonance with your belief, with this other group's or person's belief system, so that they're not required to face necessary change in our world, and their fear of that change that is so foundational, so endemic, and that it only feels safe to have this separate little bubble of us versus them, the conscious people, and so don't mix with the unconscious people, because, oh gosh, what would happen if that occurred? how in that process does humanity come together, unite, and get mobilized and aligned to resolve climate change? And the answer is it doesn't. So that is a potentially a methodology, a dynamic of paralysis in the face of global challenge.